Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitpack, our Hermitcraft modded Minecraft 1.10 server. Yes, it's always a mouthful to say that, I know. Do you notice something a little bit different about me? Does my face look different? It does, doesn't it? That's because this thing has been painted with invisible block, as it says right there. Let's go look that up, actually. This is cool. There's a block that's completely invisible in the game, and I have two of them, and when I only have one of them in my inventory, it is a little bit confusing. Am I holding it? I believe I'm holding it right now. Let's put it down on the ground. Oh, it actually makes it dark. Let's pick it back up. But yes, I use this in a painting machine. We put it on our dark helm, and now you can see my face properly with a little solar panel floating above it. Where is the invisible block? It's right there. That is always going to be quite confusing. So I got a story to tell you, because we have done a whole bunch of things right here and had some shenanigans, let's say. That's why there's some random blocks lying around. Right now what I'm about to do is finish crafting a lot of capacitor banks. The largest one, the Vibrant, which holds 25 million RF. And in order to do that, we need a whole bunch of these capacitors, and each one of those requires two more of the layer below it. I think we're going to make 2 stacks in total, which means these double ones we need 4 stacks of. And this is what's really cool about this setup right here. We can do some crazy crafting. So let's get the octadaic one up on here. Jump that in there and then take out... Oh yeah, I've got to put them in there first. That didn't quite work. There we go, let's try that again. 1, 2, excellent. We come over to this one and I've already got all of the other bits prepared over here. So there you go. 32 of the top level capacitors. That is absolutely amazing right there, and we're going to go over and chuck it into the Tower of Power, and I'm just going to throw them down to begin with. Later on we'll want to properly arrange them, but because it's night time, I'm going to guess that we are very low on power up here. Yep, that thing has been drained. 825 million RF is the amount we can hold in this thing. That's pretty crazy. Right now it's all being sucked up by this thing. I made another dimension and it costs 14,000 RF per tick to run. How much power it holds in total, I am not sure, but that is a very large number there. Is that like 200 million, I think? I don't know. Crazy amount of power can be held in this thing right here. And it is sucking the life out of our system right now. That thing generates 24,000 RF per tick, and most of that is now going to this new dimension. We should go and take a visit to it, because I died in this dimension. I didn't realise how much power it needed, so when I first travelled there it had no power, and I lost all of my items, which made it pretty hairy to get back again. But when we go to this dimension, you'll see why it costs so much. It's because, here's the grand reveal, the dimension is made out of coal. And yes, I needed coal. I needed lots of coal to make all those capacitors, and so I came to this world, which we made using the Dimlet constructor, to get loads of it, and it certainly served its purpose. And up the top here there is a very bizarre place, and I've just noticed something over here. It's a very bizarre place where you get snow and random ores, beehives, and those things again, and this as well. I believe that this stuff must spawn near to coal ore or something, but this is castle diorite. If you saw Season 3 of Hermitcraft, this is a tribute to Zul'jin, who is unfortunately not playing the pack with us, but this is his block that we need to activate his boss fight. Now, I haven't done my own boss fight yet. That's something I'd like to do first, to be honest. But there are boss fights for all of the hermits that you see on the pack art, and Efo will be added to the pack art at some point, and he'll also have a boss fight added to the game very soon as well. That stuff is being worked on, and it was kind of like one of the ideas that each hermit would have their own little thing in the pack, and that's Zul'jin's one, so we could do the Zul'jin boss at some point. I do believe I have a couple of items from... Oh, geez, good thing I've got my shuriken here. Oh, wow, the onslaught is real. They're getting... Don't eat. Now's not a good time to eat. What is that sound? Did you... What's going on? What is that noise? Huh. That was a really strange noise. Am I making that noise with the shuriken? I believe I am. I've completely lost my train of thought. I was explaining how the Hermit mod worked, that there were lots of boss fights for each of the Hermits. Speaking of boss fights, there is a boss fight I'd like to do, actually. Oh yes, oh yes. That is the witherboss. The reason I'm excited about doing this is because I've actually forgotten to fight the wither, and now we're kind of really in a good position that we're probably going to wreck house with this guy. So, you can see my armor over here looking nice and shiny, but I've added a bunch of enchantments to it. Each of these have mending, thorns free. If we take damage, whatever attacks us takes a lot of damage, and we've got Unbreaking Free and Soulbound, which means when we die, we get to keep this. Now that's been added to each and every one of these, and after that we've got 2 items with Blast Protection, or sorry, 1 with Blast Protection and 2 with Regular Protection, and another with Fire Protection, so we should be really good for a fight against the Wither. But we've also got this as well, which is absolutely going to destroy it, I reckon. And what I want to do is add the Necrotic Bone to this. So that means each time we attack the Wither, we are also going to be stealing some of its life and giving it to us. And we'll also deal fire damage to it. Now, I don't think the Wither can be set on fire, and I'm not sure if it resists fire damage, but hopefully that'll make a difference. And after that, when we next level it up, we'll just be doing quartz again, because that is our shuriken. And it looks super fancy now, doesn't it? Oh, that thing looks so cool. Right, I believe we are all ready to go. I might try and grab some more food as well. That's probably a good idea. And we need to find a location to fight this thing. You see that pirate ship? Or what was once probably a pirate ship? You can't see that from our base over there. But if you go out into the ocean a little bit, then you can see that. So we are not too far away from our base. First instinct was to go underground. Then I thought, well, actually, we're probably going to kill this thing really quickly, right? And the problem here is that I am very confident. And if this goes wrong, I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm going to have to log off the server and ask someone for help. But no, I think we got this because we're geared up and we've got an absolutely amazing shuriken here, which will constantly heal us as we attack the Wither. So I think over the water is probably not a bad place to fight it. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I hope it's not a modded Wither. Jeez, I should have thought about that before we decided to do this. Are you ready, guy? Because I'm ready. Here we go. Are we going to panic? I'm not feeling any... Oh, okay, you're going up into the sky and my shuriken's hitting you. I kind of feel like they're not. I can see my 3 hearts are still there, so the Necrotic Bone is keeping us in the game at the moment. The problem is, we're really not doing any damage to it. I feel like I'm not hitting him. What do I have to do? Aim higher? This is a strange fight. Okay, yeah, aiming at it is actually kind of difficult because it keeps going up. So maybe fighting it underground was better. Right, now he's going to fall back down. Which is what he's got to do. Oh no, not a good time to eat. This is a very strange fight. We're not doing a lot of damage to him. I need a sword or something at this point in the battle, right? Because the projectiles aren't going to do anything. I've got a feeling this was a terrible idea. Let's try and use this thing a little bit. Uh-oh, Asuma's in trouble. Asuma, no, don't open the bag of holding. You need to shoot this guy so you can regenerate. Where is he? Where is it? We're like at the world limit. This was such a terrible idea. Okay, I got some health back. Do we have a weapon? We got the cleaver. It's time for the cleaver to come to the rescue. Where are you, Wither? You're invisible. This is such a terrible idea. Jeez. It's not going good. I can't even see it. Okay, that was officially the worst Wither fight I have ever done. I did not want to be fighting an invisible Wither. And we are well and truly above the world limit here. Let's drop all the way back down into the ocean. There are probably some projectiles now in unloaded chunks, sort of flying off into the distance. So definitely a bad idea. That did not go how I thought it would. We also got a Nether Star. Oh, I wish I'd stopped taking damage already. Come on, I'm trying to make a video. Got another 10 seconds of this. We've also got a rare shader grab bag. What is that? Does it have a recipe? A grab bag? It kind of sounds like it might have something to do with storage. I'm going to have to look that one up, but there you go. First Nether Star, and quite honestly, the strangest Wither fight you'll ever see, really. Breaking the golden rule. If we go into lava, it's no problem. Because I've got that fire protection now. We'll be able to react. We should be... Yeah, look at that. Oh, all the way down to bedrock. Excellent. Same place, by the way. Just all the way down underground. So we're going to do some more Wither fights because that one didn't go too well, really, did it? Okay, I'm in my Wimp's tunnel. I'm ready. I'm ready. We've eaten. We've got our shuriken here. It's going to be a different fight now. However, same problem, actually. The shuriken is going to become useless pretty quickly. Don't go up! No, do not go up there. Come down to me. Oh my goodness me, this is crazy. Listen to that sound. This is probably going to sound horrible on YouTube, isn't it? This video is probably way too loud. There we go. Another crazy fight. That one was a lot quicker. Yeah, We need another weapon alongside the shuriken, because the cleaver's alright, but it's not really built for this purpose. So we've got 2 nether stars now. I'm withering away. And what was the other thing I was going to mention? My armour. Look at this. It hasn't taken any damage. The XP that we got from killing it must have repaired that. I was actually expecting to see that a lot worse because of the thorns. Every time it attacked me, it would have taken damage in return. So I've gathered some things. That's exactly what I've done. And do you feel this choppiness? Like, look. It's kind of choppy, yet if I press F3, you know, over 100 frames per second. I don't know what's going on with that, but check it out. The sun is going down. It's starting to get darker down here, and bam, night vision. I made some potions. I made a night vision potion and put it on our dark helm, so now we have night vision on the go, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to look at automating killing withers. I don't know how this is going to be possible, but I've got an idea on how we can start investigating ways to do this. I have looked at this block right here, reinforced obsidian. It says it's witherproof. I really hope it is, because we can use a trick that you can do in vanilla, where you would use bedrock. Instead, we will be using this. And as I'm placing these, I am wondering, how long do they take to mine? That is not terribly long. Okay, fair enough. So this stuff is made out of obsidian and dark steel, by the way. And boy, I'm not enjoying this choppiness down here. What we need to do is place a block 2 blocks below it. However, that block needs to be a mechanical user. So 1, 2, and it's just going to go right there. We want this to face upwards. So I'm thinking that the mechanical user can place blocks, right? And we can place the soul sand, and hopefully we can place the skulls as well. I also brought a bunch of cables to wire this up. And I've just sort of looked at it and realised that we're too close down to bedrock to do that. We are having problems. Nothing but problems. I also need to just double check that I haven't done something silly here. That should power it, right? Yes. Okay, so my thinking here with the redstone paste was hopefully it would power the block in a way that it would power the adjacent block, because this one right here is difficult to get to. We want this to place down the soul sand and the wither skeletons. My original idea was to use Ender IO conduits, because we can put a redstone one next to an item conduit. That means we can power all of these at the same time from below, and we can feed them all the items they need from below. That doesn't seem to be possible. I tried to use these hopper ducts as well. No luck with those, and I'm going to guess that transfer nodes would work, since this is the same mod, right? It's from Extra Utilities. So it looks like I don't have a method for automatically deploying this just yet, but it's probably going to involve something similar to what you're looking at right here, a bunch of blocks down below. And I tell you what, I would actually like to know, I've got to configure this. I was about to do it on all 3, but I haven't configured all of them just yet. Place block, do that, put it on redstone pulse. Yes, would it place that so it's on the side of the soul sand? The answer is no, it won't. Maybe if it was facing a different direction it might, but you can see this isn't really going anywhere. So I've got to investigate and find out what other mods there are that can place blocks. And let's just place this down and summon the wither, because what should happen is it gets caught inside that cage. That's good to see. It should be able, or sorry, it shouldn't be able to do any damage at all right now. It should be stuck there. Let's hope that that much is true. It would appear so. I think it's breaking some blocks above it, or it did for a moment there. Okay, it can break blocks around it, but it is stuck in the same position, right? Yeah, if I go above it, we might aggravate it and cause a little bit of a problem. So now it goes into the second mode, where the shuriken doesn't do as much damage. So we're going to need our sword. Let's grab the cleaver again, which I haven't repaired. That's slightly worrying. It might get broken. Let's go above as well. I think this might be a bad idea. You can hit me now, right. So you're still stuck. Uh-oh, that was a bad idea. It's now loose, right? Is that a loose wither? I've done a bad thing again, haven't I? Okay, so this thing probably needs to be a little bit thicker up the top here, but otherwise, we know how to trap a wither now. Whew, there we go, that was a close one. I don't know how much more durability I've got on this thing. Also, there's a skeleton coming here, causing me problems now. Is there a cave around here? There he is. Excellent. Did I do that without night vision? I did the whole thing without night vision, didn't I? I am ridiculously derpy sometimes. I don't understand. Hi, what was that? Another one? Did he get wrecked by my thorns? Yeah, so it looks like this mechanical user isn't the way to go. We need to find a different block. Well then, I've decided to make a new dimension. And it has a beautiful blue sky. Let's get rid of these lines. Has a beautiful blue sky. It kind of looks like a regular sky, but you'll notice it's bluer than usual. This has also got a dimlet in it, this dimension, that's supposed to make it like the end, and it didn't seem to do anything. There is no end biome here. You can see that we are in a forest, and nothing different really about the world. It's got a sun, so I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, here is our wither spawner. We're getting a step closer now to actually having something that could reasonably work. I've got a way to distribute the soul sand to each of these, and that's because instead of using these mechanical users to put down the wither skulls, we're going to use dispensers, because they would work from a different position, right? But I could actually use mechanical users over there as well. So let me show you the problem that we might be able to solve. Bam, look at that. So these wither skulls are not attached to the soul sand. I could actually spawn it by placing a block here, and if it does that, I do believe if the dispenser in the middle was to place a block, it would spawn the wither anyway. Yep, okay. I really wish I'd done that with the dispenser now. That one hasn't got any in there, you might have figured that out. That guy kind of looks a little bit lower. I'm really hoping that he can't escape from there, and if it does, that thing is really loud. Boy, that is one angry wither. If it does escape, it's not got a lot to destroy, so we're kind of good. Now, we saw this thing raise itself up last time we did this. That's why there's an additional one up here that seems to be stopping it as it goes. Let's get some life from this guy. Oh, I think we already had full health. So the question now is, how do we kill it automatically? We could use some more mechanical users with weapons, which I think would be a really cool way. In fact, we might be able to use that as well as something else. Hi, I can't hit you from up there, can I? I got to go down below to do this. Man, that thing deals a lot of damage. Bam! Watch this little health slider disappear with each strike of this. And now it's going to kill itself. Amazing! Cool. So I brought something else with me along to this place. Oh yeah, I also brought an activity probe. This is an important block to put in your dimension. When you make custom dimensions, put one of these in it. And to be fair, you make it with these dimensional shards. I borrowed some of these from Biffa, so really I probably shouldn't be putting it in this world, but if you've got an expensive world, when this block is just in the world, that's all you have to do, and you're not in it, it will no longer be using RF. And we've got a world that uses 14,000 RF per tick, so it's a good thing we've got these. I've gone and chucked one in there. So I didn't really go through it in too much detail because I don't really think it needs it. This transfer node is going to take soul sand from this chest, put them into each of these mechanical users that are configured like this with a redstone pulse, soul sand using the upper left slot, and then these ones over here are for our wither skulls. So we will need to make a wither skull farm. I kind of just theorized that this would be done. Let's do it again in a second, just to make sure it will work with the dispensers. But anyway, the other thing that we're going to use is a shield projector. Now, a shield can be configured. You could have, you know, literally like some sort of transparent shield, like imagine this is it, and you can configure it so, yep, players are allowed to walk through it, but if a mob tries and walks through it, they'll take damage. Or you could have it go the other way around. There's all sorts of really cool things you can do with it. I think you can even make it act like it's a wall, so you can't walk through it, or you walk through it and take damage. So I was thinking, what if we put that in this middle section right here? With these two, we're locking the wither into a place, and then maybe that can make it take damage and kill it automatically, right? That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, fingers crossed. Yes, it works. Amazing. Oh my goodness me. The first thing that I try, and it looks like it is working. Not the fastest thing I've ever seen. No complaints from me though. Check it out, that wither is taking a lot of damage. A lot more than when it was just hurting itself, as evidence of right now. And from what I understand, we can do more damage with different tiers of this thing, which is a shield projector. That's a tier 2 shield projector. It goes up to 4, so we could kill it even faster. And that, my friends, was a sign of what's to come. True automation of wither killing. And it doesn't look like it takes a lot, does it? That's amazing. I am so impressed with this. Okay, so this is the shield projector, and with it we had to place down some shield templates. So I'll place down a few more like this. This is literally what you do. I think you can make it like a solid big block with the shields inside of it, or you can make them hollow as well. So you could have like a little cube with a space in the middle, right? and then that space wouldn't be part of the shield. I don't know, I've only sort of researched it a little bit. So we've created a shape like this, and then there's an extra bit of shield right here, just so this is further away from where the wither is, which really we don't need to do. Now I can go through this, and that's because I've configured the shield to only affect hostile mobs. So in here is the one filter that we've added. We can add multiple filters, which is extremely cool. That one is hostile and damage. So you can damage entities, you can... Oh, apparently you can do solid damage. I didn't notice that before. You can let them pass through. And then there was another one called solid. So that makes it like a wall, like I said earlier. And then you can apply this to hostile mobs, items, players, everything, passive mobs, and hostile mobs, and even a player name. You can make it so only you could walk through the shield in your base, but everyone else who came to visit couldn't. And what's this down here? Generic oh, wow. Oh, yeah, no, I saw that already. So you can make it generic or player, which means if you did it on a zombie pigman, it would possibly make all the other pigmen hostile, like aggressively as a group. I don't think there's too much else to show you. That's the default shield texture. You can make this transparent. It might need restarting for that to actually happen. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of settings, and you can change the color as well. Right, now to activate this, I had to right-click on it with a smart wrench. If I do that again, aha, it turns it off, so I can just dismantle this and rebuild it as I please. And then when we do that again, look at that, it's been configured to invisible. And I gave it a color, which makes no sense. Aha, now it's purple. Cool, so that's the shield texture. Let's check out transparent. That's clean, very clean. I was about to say nicer, but actually I'm not sure that it is. And then let's check out solid. Oh, that's kind of ugly. And then it's invisible again. Awesome. What a powerful block. And like I said, this is only tier 2. It supports up to 1024 blocks. So it's overkill for what we need, but I do believe tier 3 would do even more damage. I should probably check that quickly. So let's have a little look at the shield right here. What is the price of doing this? Yes, it costs dimensional shards, but I might have 4 left. And then what's the one after that cost? Never stars as well. Doesn't it make sense to get a few more dimensional shards and go all the way up to number 4? I think it does. It's about to get very interesting. We've got a timer now which is going to help us automate this. It is set to fire every 500 ticks, which is 25 seconds, I do believe. I did that a second ago, I've already forgotten. Bam, and there it goes. It takes about 20 seconds to kill a wither because we're now using the shield projector, level number 4. It doesn't actually say anywhere there that it's number 4, but it is, and you will see it do damage a lot quicker than before. Look at that, that is seriously cool. I do like it, and it takes about 20-21 seconds. So after that one's done, about 4 seconds later, any second now, bam, there it goes again. Oh, I love it. Automatic wither farming. We got the vac here to pick up the Never Star and the rare shader grab bag. I looked up what that was, and what I found on it wasn't very descriptive. So I still don't know what it is really, is what I'm saying. That is so awesome. Right. Okay, next step now is for us to automate the wither skulls. I can go into the Nether and I can get us a lot of soul sand as well. I was going to open that up, but as you'll see in here, we got loads of it. Each of those are fully stocked. So what I really want to focus on now is the wither skulls. So I've gone into the Nether. I got some powered spawners made up because I've... Wait, that one says empty. How is that possible? I made that a second ago. That's bugged out. Wither skeleton. I decided to make 2 of them. Something happened to this one. And yes, we're going to make a wither skeleton farm. We're going to use conveyors on this one as well. And then we're going to have to use beheading on a cleaver as well. It's going to be an interesting farm. We're going to build it in the same dimension as well, so the 2 farms are together. What an ugly building! Just decided to go with some factory blocks, and as much as I like the industrial look, I feel not all of these textures are that great. And now that I've thrown together a few that match, it looks kind of ugly. Plus, it just floating out here in the void, kind of ridiculous. We'll make a plan one day for what we're going to do with these 2 and how we're going to make it look cool. And I think this thing is actually centered around the top of that as well. So they sort of line up in some respect. But anyway, you probably want to see this thing in action. And we haven't even upgraded this thing. It's got no capacitors in. But when it runs, it actually spawns quite a few of these guys. So much so that I've had to keep my eye on it and come down here with my cleaver and do some beheading. So we have actually gotten quite a few skulls from this. Enough to, I think, spawn another 10 or 20 withers maybe? Something like that. But now we need to automate this part right here. And if I'm a mechanical user clicking like this, you can see that no more skeletons have made their way down here. However, we are yet to upgrade it, as I said, so they could come through very, very fast, which means we might actually want to use multiple cleavers, which I think is going to be tricky, because what we need to do is put beheading on them. Ideally, that would be beheading 10, which takes 9 modifiers, or was it 5? I can't remember, because the cleaver already comes with beheading. And as well as that, we need to make it unbreakable as well, and that's another 5. And these aren't quick to level up as well, I think. Actually, they level up at the same speed as the Shuriken. I can't remember if that's fast or slow, because there's different tiers with the Tinker's Tools. So yeah, we're almost there now, and then once we're automating the collection of skulls, we can feed it down to the farm below, and I can leave it running overnight. And then in the future, what we can look at doing is setting up some sort of automated soul sand creation. I'm not sure if this will be possible, but I had a look through here, and there was something that interested me. This thing right here can turn sand into soul sand. Now we can generate sand from cobblestone, I believe, using a few machines, and there may be other ways to do it as well. So I believe I found an excellent combination of materials, which is going to give us the right sort of effects and the right amount of damage to take out these wither skeletons. So I have gone for, let's click on the cleaver on the side so we can see it properly. Steel as our main thing, that means we've got to repair it with steel. This will give it sharp, which does more damage, and then we got holy here as well, which does an additional 3 damage against the undead. And of course, wither skeletons are undead. Now, the 2 paper bits give you 2 extra modifiers over the 5 you start with, and you can't have more than that. So that's what I've gone for. It has a low amount of durability, but it does a reasonable amount of damage. And remember that those skeletons are going to take full damage, so they should be one-hit kill, I'm hoping, with that right there. Now, when it comes to modifiers, you may notice these items in my inventory. This is seriously cool, and these are pretty much cheap to us now. We've got a gold farm, we've got a diamond farm. This will give you 1 extra modifier. This one right here will give you a second one. That's a little bit on the pricey side, I gotta say, but there you go. And this is cheap. We've got zombie heads from our zombie pigman farm, and we've got nether stars from our wither farm. Crazy stuff, right? So we can put an additional 3 modifiers on top of the ones that we already have. So if we chuck it in here, we start off with, was it 7? Yeah, so let's get the 5 unbreakable ones done first. Right, and with those we get to go all the way up to 5 modifiers. It does all 3 at once, that's interesting. It doesn't do that with too many other things. So now we're going to go for beheading. Look at that, and then we can take it all the way up to beheading level 7, I think, which is a pretty good way to start, right? Because this thing can now sit inside of the mechanical user and it's never going to break. It's unbreakable, and it's got beheading 7. So as it levels up a few times, we can come back here and take it all the way up to beheading 10, which means it will behead the wither skeletons every time. That is absolutely fantastic. Let's fly over to the world